moving forward, let's take a look at our baby Bitcoin. So I projected that it was in this flag. Very interesting. The 4-hour wants to flip on us, kind of suggesting, I don't know, it's coming down though. It's coming down. So what you want to see is the 4-hour either flip or come all the way to the downside. So we're watching two scenarios here. This flip or come on down and hit my alert. I've been waiting for this alert to hit, and that's why it's set there. And now we've double bottomed on the 1-hour. Actually a beautiful sign. And I also see my favorite thing there. Who sees the inverted head and shoulder? Also, the diamond played out as the diamond was supposed to play out. I found the diamond last night. We nailed it. We were a little late on it, but we got it as it started to drop. And there we called out the diamond, and it did come to the target of the diamond, which is basically the other side. It's a little bit of a Bart Simpson pattern. That's the diamond pattern. If you're new to trading, you'll get to know the diamond. Very interesting little pattern, the diamond pattern. But we found one right there, and it played out as such. Very interesting. TA is amazing. Like, you'll find TA, and then it will play out. Formed a bit of a falling wedge here, right? 68% chance of a break to the downside. In my humble opinion, this is what we're looking at. I longed Bitcoin last night at one point. I said, you know what? I'm going to long here. Let's take a look at the idea. My reasoning is I've won 12 out of 13 Bitcoin trades. So if I lost the trade, oh well, in my humble opinion, you know, see what I'm saying? I've already got so much up on the Bitcoin trades, you know. So I said, you know, because I've won 12 or 13 trades, I will long Bitcoin here, expecting to get stopped out. But the 15-minute and 1-hour stokes are low, and they're my go-to, and this is a possible retest of support. I like 57K long here, NFA, right? Stop loss too at, you know, below 55,800, right? You know what I'm saying? And so there's the goal for the BTC idea, and we went nowhere near the stop. So I like what I'm seeing for Bitcoin now, as we're oversold on the 15-minute, getting down there, and we'll take a look at the 1-hour, extremely oversold with a double bottom. Also, what I want to kind of throw in here is it's a kind of like there's inverted head and shoulders everywhere, which shows signs of life, you know. To me, this is an inverted head and shoulder kind of doing its thing here, okay? There's also a smaller one right there. You see that one? Like, I could use the same thing to shrink. But there seems to, that's called recycling. I didn't want to waste another one, you know? Why throw out another right head and shoulder when you can use the old one? I'm just... It's funny. But there's a right shoulder too, possibly kind of hanging out here. Just something interesting. Also, what I see here is a possible channel forming for BTC. All right. Like so. And that's a bull pennant, in my humble opinion. And I like what I'm seeing there, okay? Another thing that I'm seeing is my double divergence. You guys know me, and you know my double divergence. See the M pattern with the double divergence? It is an M, funny, but it's double slanted M and then we have a move to the upside here. That's double divergence on the 15-minute. I talk about this all the time. If you're one of my students, we go over it. Shout out to everyone jumping on into the beginner's course. We have an awesome beginner's course coming today from 3 to 5. Can't wait to meet everybody. Shout out to everyone that jumped on into the beginner's course. We're going to have an absolute blast. I cannot wait. We're going to end with a PowerPoint with my 9-point checklist. I'm going to kind of show you very simply and beautifully how we break down cryptocurrency trading, how we talk about the moving averages, how you're going to draw your bulls, how do you find patterns, and the likes of all these awesome things. So Bitcoin looking beautiful to me. I like what I'm seeing here, suggesting that we have a long flag here for a break up to the upside. And honestly, what people don't realize is you can almost do this same. I've seen this because you're waiting for the elbow. So like you have a small target there. That's your small target. But this actually has a big, like, I know this is crazy, but I've seen this play out in TA. Even though we're starting off from this little pennant. Remember, a long drive starts from your driveway. When you drive out of your driveway, you may drive all the way to Florida from New York or Boston, you know. We're talking like an $87,000 Bitcoin. I mean, that's the measured move there. Just saying. And then if you look at this too, look at, this is kind of a giant bowl. Look at this. It's kind of a giant cup and handle. And there's your handle, which we broke out of. Handles don't have to be slanted. They can be anything. So this is something no one's really, we didn't even go over yet. We haven't even gone over this as a team. A giant cup and handle for Bitcoin. Look at this. Great music for this too. Like, it's like we're on this like Journey. I mean, yeah, I mean, $87,000 Bitcoin out of this cup and handle. I mean, it's there. It's all there for us. So that's interesting. Very, very interesting, right? So then we talked about this too, and then we may have been the first channel because I didn't take it from any other channel. I don't watch really anyone else. And I watch a minute here and there of other things. Oh, I watch things on speed just to gain some information about NFTs and gaming. That's really what I do right now. I'm hot on anything NFT and gaming. Crypto Stash is a good dude. Aleo Trades, you know, Alex Becker, as annoying as he is, but I get that information that I need from wherever I need to get it from, you know. And there's some other places, some Discords and some fishing around. And even my channel is becoming a great place, a resource. So even this says, you know, like a $79,000 Bitcoin out of this cup and handle here. This is very interesting. So very, very interesting. 2 cup and handles here playing out. Bitcoin looking very bullish to me. I like what I'm seeing. Now, the daily was the only thing that really wasn't in our favor. Remember, the daily was overbought. And it's still overbought. So we're sitting here at this kind of crossroads. But it does kind of double top up here. Suggests that we could just get, you know, I've seen that. And that could be huge momentum. Literally past the all-time high. I'm telling you, the daily could project. And then we could then kind of flag out here and do a bounce. And that's when the daily could reset. And that could be a flag, you know, and then we're ready for another move to the upside. Pretty good projection idea there. You never know what's going to happen. But, you know, I'd like to kind of almost set that in stone and see where that goes. Take a picture of this for myself and kind of just... It'll be dated here on the time I took that picture. 10:57 on October 12th, is it? Yep. And there you go. So, and remember, tomorrow is the weekly screen share for everybody. Jump on into the weekly screen share. So Bitcoin's struggling here at 56,005. And what do I see happening? You got to go to smaller time frames to really track Bitcoin properly when it's been moving for the last few days and there's a lot of momentum. I'm not saying trade on smaller time frames. I say you use them. So definitely an inverted head and shoulder here, in my humble opinion, right? And we're coming down to that 200-day moving average, which is something that you like to see. Wicking out of the pattern, in my humble opinion, so we're going to have to wick back in. But we're getting oversold, very oversold on that 15-minute, and very oversold on the 1 hour. So that's usually where they wick us down to some crazy place. Like, I've seen this all the time now. Now it's getting really obvious to watch the market maker. Like, they're doing the same things over and over again, you know? And one could even do this. And then look at this. This is funny, too. Look at this. Beautiful. It's a bearish pattern playing out. Look at the head and shoulder. Look at it. And that's got the measured move of the head 9 to the neck, which is exactly where we're going. Done. So once we hit that, we'll wick down. I'll consider that the measured move. We'll see where Bitcoin kind of follows through at, you know. You got some heavy support right here at 55,048. Usually they bring it a lot lower than they want, like than you think. So like if you think 56 is a low, they bring it to 55,750. You know what I'm saying? But this is very bullish because that's the extension on the 1 hour and the 15-minute. And see, there's your extension, there's your extension, there's your extension, every time we got extended on the 15-minute and the 1 hour were these low points here. And every time that happened, we had a higher low, higher low, higher low. So Bitcoin continuously making a higher low. It formed the ascending triangle. Absolutely beautiful, right? This is what I longed. We nailed it again. And now we're going to watch it closely to see what happens here in this kind of area. Come down for a retest and bounce. Could be possible. But there we found it. We found the head and shoulder pattern. We can see exactly why. The why is the why. Now you know what's happening. So what I do too is you can get rid of this. You swing this out. You swing this out. And then you're going to form yourself a falling wedge. See? Something like that. That maybe faked herself out. Came back down. And see, you got to kind of... I play with the market maker over and over, and I start seeing what they're doing here. And to me, this is the pattern. I think we found it right there. And if they wick us there, that's great. You know, and that's actually a cup and handle. So now you're starting to see what's going on. And now Sammy Cup and Handy and the power of what we do here on this channel starts to come into play. We might be the only people right now drawing this cup and handle. I think we are, because I didn't even see it till right now. And I usually take, you know, I usually see. So put a 3 right now if you just got chills when I drew that cup and handle. Put a 3 in the comment section if that, because I just got chills. I don't know. I'm a nerd about it, but that bugged me out because I didn't see the cup and handle till now. And we know how these play out. and we know where this is going, and we know where their story ends, and we know what happens when you have the 1 hour and the 15 minutes. So you know what? Again, Sammy Cup and Handy opens up his long tool, and that's where I long when the 15 minute and the 1 hour are extremely oversold, especially at double bottom here. That's a beautiful sign. I also long when I see the RSI in a bit of a falling wedge. And I also love to long when I see a bearish pattern play out to its measured move, which happened here as I showed you with the inverted head and shoulder. We hit the measured move there, pretty close to it. It doesn't have to be pretty close, but we were pretty damn close. That's another indication something's happening to me. Another thing I'm seeing here is falling volume with falling price tells me we should get a reversal back to the upside. So these indications of my trading style try to give me some input as to what's happening. I also look at the MACD, and we've had a turn, could be starting to turn now. It's not perfect yet, and the MACD, I do not trade on it. I'll be honest. It is so latent, and it's a dinosaur of a pattern of an instrument, but I still use it because when it starts to turn, it gives me some indications, and there's a prerequisite for every pump I've ever gotten into. You wanted to trade this falling wedge, that falling wedge. It didn't matter. You wanted the red line, the blue line turning towards the red line with the pink showing. And so boom, boom, boom. And so I may have an unorthodox way of trading that no one else may really understand, except unless you take my tutoring and learn from me. But you'll watch me every day on the channel continuously open up trades that continuously play out without hitting stop losses, and you'll understand my risk to reward ratio, how I'm figuring it out, what's going on. Again, not financial advice. Nothing I do and say here is financial advice. I'm just going over the facts here of what I see for BTC. And then I also look for the divergence. Like if I can find divergence, that's very, very key. All right. Right here, we don't have a lot. It's not too crazy. Not too crazy, but let me see if we can find any on the 15 minute. 15 minutes really my sweet spot for divergence. Not any really yet there. Bigger time frame. Let's see the 4 hour. Do we have any divergence here too? And we see some bearish divergence too playing out now. Swing up to swing up on Bitcoin, right? And then we have a bit of a swing down to swing down on Bitcoin. On the RSI. That's RSI divergence. Tells you that the trend should come down a little bit, but then where do we respect? Do we respect these wicks? Or do we respect these candle closings? And that, right now, we seem to be respecting the wick pretty nicely at 56,264. Okay? 4 hour still wants to come down, but as I said, it could flip up, or we could still get a bit of a movement here on the 1 hour before the 4 hour kicks on in. All right? So does the 1 hour give us a pump right now? And that's the question. And that's what I love to long. I just go for it. That's my risk reward ratio. I go for it. It's okay if I get stopped out. I'm all right with that. So here's my idea for Bitcoin on the 1 hour. And I'm playing it close to the bone. And there you have it. So there's my idea for Bitcoin. Every single day, I give my idea for Bitcoin, and we go over it together on the channel, and we talk about it. And I say, hey, this is what I think is going to go down. Do we know for sure? No. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Polonius. It's the greatest thing that you can say to yourself. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Polonius, man, one of the greatest philosophers in the world. Shout out to 133 people watching. The smack guys, taking their time to get educated, taking their time to get focused. Thank you so much for coming on in. Please hit the like button, please. I really, really appreciate it. It helps the channel, helps everyone around find the algorithm. All right? So Bitcoin dominance dumping a little bit, but it is getting oversold. It's almost like you've had your fun. Like you've had your fun, and now I'm going to kind of take it back. And as I showed you before, like Bitcoin kind of did its dump, and now it could be kind of coming on back too with a vengeance. So watching Bitcoin dominance in a nutshell, looks like it'll kind of oscillate in and out of this channel here while it figures out the 4 hour and comes on down. That's what I'm projecting, and let me draw my projection for you so you can see what I'm thinking about. And I love this. It's my favorite thing to do is to project. It's like, oh, will it do what I think it will do? Then it's in a cup and handle that will blast off to the upside, and we know how that works. So something to watch for Bitcoin dominance as the 4 hour needs to come on down. It could give us some love. 1 hour already kind of did its thing, suggests that the altcoins had their rally. They had their fun. It may be time to kind of tighten up. All right, so I'm just putting that on the radar. Okay, as Bitcoin, they're going to try to take, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw them get all the way to 56,000 even, or 55,750 even, Now, then again, it will start to break out of this pattern at one point, and then we won't be able to say it's in this pattern. Or is it in this bigger pattern? Kind of. That's ugly to me. I don't love that. There's a feeling to the pattern. I can't explain that. You get it as you begin to trade, but there's a feeling to patterns, and like they either have the feeling that you want them to or they don't, you know? And it just, I can't explain how you know eventually where the feeling is, but like I would definitely long BTC here. I've done it over 12 times and I've been right I've done it 13 times. I've been right 12 of them. So yeah, let's go for another one. Last night, the long from last night's still open. So the long last night's still open. Here's another long. I add to these longs, or I add a whole nother position. I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. I really do. And yeah, I don't sleep on that, man. Bitcoin looking beautiful, in my humble opinion. Bitcoin looking absolutely beautiful, right? And I continue also to just buy Bitcoin whenever I get the chance, because it's better than anything else you have in your bank account. In my humble opinion, you do whatever makes you happy. I do what makes me happy. Buying Bitcoin makes me happy. Okay. And yeah, you can make so much more on other coins, but at the end of the day, I'm just buying all those coins to get more Bitcoin. There's really nothing else I'm doing. So it is what it is. I love you, Bitcoin. Thank you for everything you've done for me. We'll figure this out. But okay, so yeah, Bitcoin at 56,200. I love it. I think it's a beautiful place to long, considering how extended the 15-minute and the 1 hour are. I do this I'm so calm about it because this is exactly where I get into my sweet spot. If you're new to the channel, you should just probably, watch this, draw this out for yourself, set some alerts, and see if it happens. Like I tell everyone, watch my channel for a month before you even jump into the Patreon. Watch me. You'll eventually see what's going on, and you'll eventually be like, wow. Then you'll kick yourself for not being in the Patreon for the month that you watch me, because you're like, damn, I probably would have learned even more, But that's fine. I don't mind that, and that's the point. I'm one of the few channels where I want people to understand that, you'll learn this stuff on your own regardless, and I'm just going to accelerate your learning and help you get to another level faster than you would have, right? So time is money. I will save you the time. It's that simple. Time is money, and I will save you the time. So that's what I'm trying to get through to everybody too, is time is money. No one realizes how important their time is. Your time is far more valuable than anything else on this earth, than the money you can earn, than anyone trying to help you. Time is much more valuable than anything else on this earth. So remember that. Keep that close to the bone. And yeah. So if you can pay someone to save you time, it works. I'm telling you right now. And I'm starting to see that too. Then you can make more money and then pay more people to save you more time. I'm telling you right now, it's insane how it works, but it really does. Okay? So remember, the 1 hour is not in our favor for Bitcoin, for the altcoins, but the 4 hour is. So we're going to have to go through today, but then, later on tonight, 8, 9, 10 hours from now, we're going to see a little surgence in the altcoins, and that's going to be okay. So I'm excited for that. We'll be able to jump on in and have some fun, So I'm setting up some ideas, looking at some alerts. But for me, it's all BTC. Like I'm trading, when Bitcoin becomes the king, I begin to trade it more. I begin to, it's Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin's turn. I'm telling you, it's going to suck the money out of the rest of the world. We need Bitcoin to do what it's going to do right now. Okay. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. 140 people on the live stream. You know what? It's just like I try not to use the any copyright music, right? I don't want any issues. But the problem is, just you need that, this is funny. This kid right here, optical.com, he's been talking about Bitcoin crashing. This is a huge bull trap. Bitcoin to drop 80%, stock market to drop 40%. It's possible. Anything is possible for the kid. But he's been doing this to a lot of people for a lot of time. And it's really kind of sad because he already wrecked tons of people. He's another one, man. He's another one. He's bear people. And I'm not a bear or a bull. I show you what happens in the market every single day, regardless of what I think is going to happen. It just is what it is. Now, if those things occur, they occur. If they don't, they don't. It all depends. My idea behind it all is he projects bearishness on every single day, and people pay him. Like, they pay him. People should go back into the past and see how many people he wrecked, and people still sign up. It's crazy how many people do not do their research. Too many YouTubers get to sell all this stuff here, but they're not even accurate. It's weird to me. Like, why would they pay someone that's not accurate? They even pay someone like, oh, it's not your fault. Like, you didn't know the market was going to do that. We still love you. And I'm like, I wrecked myself. You know, I shouldn't have followed you, but I wrecked myself anyway. It's like, it's kind of crazy, you know. Again, everything you do is yours, but like, I don't know. These guys, I just feel